Like, I thought we might say bad feeling about this together, but...
But that's why we have a bad feeling about it, is because we don't say it together.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to A Bad Feeling About This, a podcast for a dad, that's me, and...
son, that's me.
I'm Dustin, he's...
Isaiah.
And we're going to talk about movies that he is now ready to watch as he grows older. And that means sometimes going through the oeuvre of the great films of the 20th and 21st centuries, and sometimes it means the good trash. This is brought to you by the Good Trash Media Network, and this week's movie is 1987's Predator. Yeah, buddy. Directed by John McTiernan, who you may or may not know from the movie Die Hard. He's a pretty good action movie director. Also was in prison for a long time and then came back. But that's a whole nother deal. Tax evasion, I think. It's a thing. People go to jail. Wesley Snipes went to jail for a long time, too. Blade? From the Blade?
I know Blade.
Okay. So, anyway, we're going to talk about Predator today and just see what happens. We must first, though, go to the greatest source of all academic knowledge. Wikipedia. And so, I'm going to read quickly the 2 paragraphs of Wikipedia information about the Predator film and the Predator franchise. There's a bit of evergreen material because we're just talking about Predator from '87, but we do have to point out that there is a reboot coming out this September. Maybe we'll go see it.
And we should do an episode on it, maybe.
I don't know about that. I mean, now you're talking crazy talk. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. If you, dear listeners, like what we're doing here and are enjoying this, and enough of you, and I don't know what enough is, but if enough of you say, hey, we want to hear your live hot takes, maybe me and Isaiah will go see Predator, the Predator,
and we'll shoot the video off
my iPhone. We'll do a YouTube live, walking out the theatre.
We should do a live YouTube live going in.
A live
and
YouTube
then going
live?
Out.
What about a dead YouTube live?
Shut up.
Alright, so here's what Wikipedia's got to say about Predator, the film. Predator is a 1987 American science fiction action horror film. Hear that again? It's a science fiction action horror film. It's about
science fiction action horror film.
American. It's got all of the descriptors. It's a genre bender. Directed by John McTiernan and written by the brothers Jim and John Thomas. Those are just first names. Jim and John Thomas. It's just like 3 brothers almost because it's all first names. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the lead of an elite paramilitary rescue team on a mission to save hostages in guerrilla-held territory in an unspecified country in South America.
Not to be confused with apes.
Ken Peter Hall. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what you're talking about. Ken Peter Hall co-stars as the eponymous antagonist. That means Predator.
Yes.
A technologically advanced form of extraterrestrial life secretly stalking and hunting the team. Predator was written in 1984 under the working title of Hunter. Filming ran from March to June of 1986, and creature effects were devised by the great Stan Winston. Dude, I'm
sorry.
You quit sleeping during the show, man.
I'm sorry.
The film's budget was around $15 million. 20th Century Fox released it in the United States on June 12, 1987, where it grossed $59,735,000, $485.36. I added the 36 cents. Initial critical reaction was mixed. Criticism focused on the thin plot. In subsequent years, critics' attitudes toward the film have become positive, and it appeared on a number of best-of lists and is now considered one of the best action films of all time. It spawned 3 sequels: Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. I guess The Predator is a sequel, according to Wikipedia. I thought it was a reboot. I don't know. A crossover with the Alien franchise produced Alien vs. Predator films, which include Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator: Requiem from 2007. So, there you go. That's The Predator. You've seen some of the Schwartz, right?
I have seen some of the Schwartz.
And
Arnie.
So, where does this movie rank in your Schwartzy movies?
Oh, gosh.
What do you think? What else have you seen the Schwartz in? I guess would be my first thing.
I still think Last Action Hero is
Last Action Hero is a good movie. When he calls himself Arnold Braunschweiger. Which is very funny, because Schwartz means black.
Yes.
Right, so he's making a joke about the German and the Austrian German.
Yeah.
There.
The Beast.
The Beast. So, okay, Last Action Hero, what else?
I mean, this might actually beat that because, so much flexing.
So it's just these 2 movies, though?
I'm really not thinking right now, but those two.
Did you see him play Mr. Freeze in Batman
and Robin? I think I watched that movie halfway through once.
Maybe. Okay. So this is like really getting in the Schwartz right now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really behind.
Okay. Well, that's fine. And yes, there is a lot of flexing. How about Apollo Creed? How about Carl Weathers? And that, like, in the air. Here we go. Moving it. Camera. There we go. Arm wrestling, right?
I know, it's just like...
Go easy on yourself, old man, right? Oh, it's so fun. It's so awesome. That air arm wrestling is just incredible. So, we've got a team, right?
Yeah.
This is one of those team-based movies. Did you feel like you knew who each of the team members were based on their little ticks?
Well, I mean, you've got your woodsman, you've got your...
Okay, so who's your woodsman? Let's see. This is a test, right? Billy the woodsman, very good. Now, who else you got?
You got your big gun.
The big gun. The other governor. Character name was Blaine, played by Jesse the Body Ventura. Right.
I think the body is the perfect name.
Yes, do it. Okay, so who else you got?
You've got your big gun. You got your woodsman. You've got your leader.
Leader.
You got your
that's Swartzy. Swartzy's played by Swartzy's character name is what?
Dutch.
Dutch. Very good.
And then you've got that's always in there, your extra guy who nobody on the team wants.
Really? Is that what you're saying about Hawkins?
No, not Hawkins. I'm talking
Hawkins
about
with all the vagina jokes.
No, I'm talking about Carl. They don't want him.
Oh, the extra, Carl Weathers.
Extra guy, your tag along.
Yeah, who's playing Dylan, right?
Yeah,
right.
Your tag along, who's just there.
Right. Okay. So we got Dylan.
Or the position.
Okay, so who is? We've already talked about Hawkins, played by Shane Black, who goes on to have a pretty good career as a screenwriter and director himself. And then there's two more characters left.
There's your gay. I don't know. There is a gay.
There's a very gay sub between Blaine by the Jesse the Body and Mac.
Yeah, Mac.
Right. There is definitely a gay subtext there.
There is.
And then lastly.
Why do you have to test me? Because that's what I don't remember.
It's okay. Lastly's Poncho, right? Whose job is what? I don't know either. I think Poncho, I mean, I can name all the characters, I think, because I've seen this movie like 100 times. It's a movie I love. Poncho he's like the sensible one. He is like almost second in command. Like, if Dutch died, I feel like Poncho would take control.
Dutch will never die.
Okay, that's totally a fair point. But if something were to happen to, Swartzy, then it feels like Poncho is the next ranking leader.
Yes.
Right? And that's really it. You know, and then, obviously Hawkins runs the radio.
Jokes.
The jokes. Yes, the very unfortunate bits of humor that runs the radio. And then we got Blaine, who's clearly our blowing stuff up. Mac's specialty, though, is what? Mines, bombs, booby traps.
Yeah.
Right?
You ain't catching no boobies today.
No, we're not catching any boobies
Quote,
today.
that's exactly what he said during the movie.
I did. I was talking about the blue-footed booby of Ecuador. I don't know what anyone else is talking about. Nonetheless, so that's all going on there. This movie is clearly rated R.
Clearly.
For violence reasons and for language reasons. But let's talk about the music. Isn't it great?
Yes.
Isn't an Alan Silvestri score great?
It makes you just want to get in there.
Right. Does it feel very 80s? Because as I was listening, I thought, man, is he going to think, man, so 80s?
I mean, it's not as bad 80s as, like, I don't know. Sorry. Back to the Future was.
Okay. I mean, okay.
It's not as 80s as, like, Back to the Future. It's more like an action movie.
But are you guys, like, in love with the 80s right now? I mean, like, right now Stranger Things is big, so...
I'm in love with the 80s and before.
And before. So, if it was 80s-tastic, that's not a bad thing.
No. No way.
Okay, so how about that one needle drop? Long Tall Sally. How about that Little Richard, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, Little Richard is the bomb. I love Little Richard. Did I just say the bomb? It's 1990, apparently.
It's not.
I'm
It's
ashamed.
not 21st century. It's not the 80s. It's the 90s.
Very, very sad. But I love Little Richard.
You're 3 years off.
So,
Next time.
sadness. Anyway, so yeah, we got Little Richard. We got that. We got a good team.
We do.
You know, doing all this stuff, which is cool. And then we've got a Predator. Did you know? I think maybe you did know because maybe I said so.
What did I know?
The Predator is what? Arnie's like what, 6'5", 6'4", and
He's tall.
the Predator is like clearly, you know, played by Kevin Peter Hall. Is what, 6'10"?
I don't know.
He's got a couple inches on Arnie for sure.
He looked big.
He looked real big. They were gonna actually do Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, you told me about that. He's gonna.
So
go
he's gonna be a
for-
small ninja. Sort
Yeah,
of
more
fuck.
of like a, you know.
You think that works? Would you like that better, or do you like the big, imposing, massive Predator to fight?
I think it would have worked better with the stealth, because I mean, if you're smaller and you'd think more of like a Batman, because I mean, you don't see him coming for you. They're
Okay.
just in there and they get you.
Mm-hmm.
It would have worked better for that, because I mean, you got this big thing, which is very clearly seen with the non
The camo.
the non special effects.
Right, the no CGI anyway. It's definitely a special effect, but no
Well,
CGI.
Yeah.
And then a real life costume, right?
Yeah.
I love a guy in a costume.
But I mean, if you had Jean-Claude Van Damme in a smaller, less bulky suit, like, I don't know, less bulky but still most of the weapons.
Yeah. Do you think the weapons really kind of made the character? for the
Yeah,
Predator?
it made it more, you know, seem
the
more
imposing
high tech.
size.
Yeah, it's made it seem more high tech, more in your face,
Mm-hmm.
more somehow tentacles on the back, in which once you see it, it looks like there should be tentacles on the front.
Tentacles. I always think dreads when I see those tentacles. They're very, very dreadlock evocative for me.
I thought very Plo Koon,
I don't know what that means.
Star Wars.
What is that? I know Star Wars, but I don't know what that. Oh,
Yeah, there
okay.
we go.
That guy. Yeah. Okay. Very
One
cool.
of the last to die.
Yeah. Truth. So okay, cool. Now I have another question. So this is a science fiction action horror film. Which is it the most? If you're like, this is an action movie, or would you say this is a sci-fi movie, or would you say this is a horror movie?
Horror, I think, is the least.
The least. The guy, the picking off the guys doesn't feel like, you didn't feel scared.
No, I wasn't scared whatsoever.
Would you go in the woods and be like, you know, hear that stuff and get nervous? Like, would your brain make the little clicky noises?
I'd be very attentive.
So maybe a little bit of a horror element, but not much.
It'd be more horror for the situation, but like if you were in the situation yourself, but it doesn't shoot to the viewers that well.
Okay, so it doesn't feel like a slasher. So, okay, science fiction or action then? Is this a sci-fi movie or an action movie?
I mean, there's more like they add the action to the science fiction well, but I mean, you have the spot where they're fighting off the gorillas themselves. There's no sci-fi to that
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah, it feels like to me it's an action movie.
It's an action
It's
movie.
definitely a science fiction character when you're fighting an alien.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
obviously the Predator's not from here. However, I don't know. I mean, you know,
Depends on if it's.
I
when
used to
he
live
was
in
Tony
Arkansas,
Stark.
and those people inbreed. Maybe
Maybe.
could have been from around here. But anyway, I'm making Arkansas. You were born in Arkansas.
I know.
Yeah,
That's why.
but you were born to me, and you know, not inbred. It was we were transplants,
Yeah.
implants. You know, but
plants.
what?
What?
Anyway, so I think it's an action movie that just happens to have a sci-fi character in it. You know, because
Yes.
it's big, you know, Arnie holding, you know, M16s with one arm, with the bicep just bulging, right? It's all about the fights.
Gotta deadlift the truck.
Oh my goodness, yes, you must deadlift the truck. So yeah, definitely feels like that kind of movie. Now the reason why I made you watch this is that Predator is iconic.
It is.
Iconic as a movie. Were there things in Predator, as you watched it, that you'd heard before, that you'd heard of before, that you finally saw? Because Predator sort of connects the dots to a thing that was like in your stew. Like, I remember the first time I watched Casablanca. And I heard Everybody Eats at Rick's.
Yeah.
I heard Play It Again, Sam. I knew all that kind of stuff. And then I saw the movie.
What was the kid line?
What's the what?
Here's the you kid.
Here's Here to You Kid. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So was there stuff like that, images or lines?
You know what line I'm thinking of?
What line are you thinking of?
Get to the chopper.
Get down, get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Right. Go! Come on, kill me! Did you know that? Was that familiar?
Yeah, that line too. But I think the chopper line is the most iconic.
Get to the chopper, right? Absolutely. So now you've seen the movie. Does having seen the movie that you know the line from, does that make it better, worse, different?
I mean, it's funnier when you think of it as a one-liner, but I mean, he says it like at least 3 to 5 times.
Correct.
Because, I mean, I thought it would be like a one-liner, but it sort of is, but it's used like 3 times.
Yeah, they're always trying to get to the chopper, right?
Yeah.
Arnie's not as his yargiest in this movie, as you'll see. We'll probably end up watching Total Recall at some point in the future, which is...
I've seen you watching that, and I've seen bits of it.
Yeah, well, there are bits I've made sure you haven't
Yeah.
seen yet. You know in the comments below. Don't tell him yet.
Please.
Keep it fresh. Don't spoil him. Don't do that.
Okay, please don't, actually.
Yeah. But we are going to do Total Recall at some point, but I've got a bad feeling about that.
Running Man, we should probably do.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good in the one-liners.
Dear viewer. I'm about to say dear listener.
Dear viewer.
Dear viewer, what Schwarzenegger movies are essential? What is the Schwartzy canon? That's what we need to know.
Predator,
Terminator, I think, would be the top 2 for sure. Terminator 1 or just Terminator 2? Does he have to watch both? Good questions to ask. Also, there are lots of Commando? Are there Jingle All the Way fans? Is there any Jingle All the Way fans? Those are questions that I have. So let me know in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do about that. So, all right. There is a bit of a plotty kind of set the thing up kind of thing. You better get off camera, brother. You better come closer.
No, I'm not.
You're running away from the camera. The camera loves you. See this handsome, I tell you what, 23 of the 46 chromosomes are mine, and that's why this boy is so good looking.
No, it's the other 23 that are
You're
dominant.
not wrong.
I feel bad for the other kid.
My other son looks much like me, but we're hoping he'll grow out of it. Anyway, so we're thinking about the plot, right? So we got the Predator hunting people, ticking people off. That's the main thing, right? It gets very Boy Scouty at the end, right? Which I think is cool. What do you think about
I think Billy's totally a Boy Scout the whole time.
Right. But what do you think about the setup, which feels very 80s politics to me? It makes sense that they're trying to get Dutch and his team. The government is shadowy and not to be trusted. Dylan has sold out to the CIA, right?
Yeah.
And that they are now plot down in the South American country, not because they need to rescue somebody, because that's all that Dutch's people do. We're just we're G.I. Joe, we're not assassins, we're a rescue team.
Yeah, not assassins.
That it is a lie that they do want him to assassinate the people in this compound.
It's like Ender's Game, which was like, what, 2014, the movie?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't remember Ender's Game well enough to know what's going on. But it's a lie to get him into it, right?
Yeah.
And the lie is that the Russians, the Soviet Union, are there to, sort of foment some sort of, communist rebellion in that South American country, and they're preventing it. So, which feels very 80s Cold War kind of stuff. Do you care at all about that subplot? Does it matter at all? Does it make any sense to you at all?
It makes sense, but I still think it's a better movie when you just think about it. They're going in, supposedly trying to rescue 2 guys, but that's not really why they're there. The other part doesn't really need to be there.
I mean, the government lied to get you to kill people.
Yeah, it's just, okay, we lied to get you to kill people, but there's something else out there, and now you have to stop it.
Right, and you're a sort of American cinema bad guys. They're not Russians.
I really sound like I'm narrating the trailer for a video game.
No, do you?
Yeah. I don't know how to start it. They lied to you. You thought you were here saving Who are they?
Hostages.
Hostages. Yeah. No, like, what are they exactly? Weren't they like?
Well, they say it's a
government-
cabinet minister, right?
Yeah.
But it's not.
Saving the cabinet minister. But there's something else out there. Now it's your job to find it and stop it at whatever cost it must take. Oh, wait.
So, okay, stop. And so here we are. We're back again, and this is what I was curious about whether or not, obviously your bad guys, your villains right now are like American movies. The villains come from some nondescript Middle Eastern nation now, right? Which shows some of the subtle racism of that. This is a South American nation, but also the Russians, right? Because Cold War. Okay, so that's it. I mean, thematically for the movie, I don't think it's thematically very deep. It's just the hunters are now being hunted, quote unquote, sort of role reversal. But it's a lot of fun. So we come to the verdict part of the show. Shelf or trash?
Shelf.
Shelf?
Oldie but a goldie.
Oldie but a goldie? You like this one a lot?
That's it.
So, okay. How would you tell your friends we need to watch Predator?
I would say, guys, do you like guns?
Do you like guns?
Do you like guns? Both the metal kind and the skin muscle kind.
Yes, because Arnie definitely had his tickets to the gun show.
Yeah. Do you guys? Do you want to see this old? I don't know. I wouldn't call it old because I mean, it's really 30 years now.
1987 makes it 30 years old. 31 years old. 31 years old.
It's only a little bit younger than you.
Yeah. Okay. So, you would just say guns.
I would say, guys.
You like guns and Arnie?
I would like, guys, you want to watch this action movie? It may be from 1987, but it's almost as good as any action movie now. I'd personally say it's better than some of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
Really?
I
mean,
mean,
you prefer that Marvel relies heavily on the CGI.
They do.
Do you like the practical effects here?
I do.
Do you like the man in the costume stuff?
I like the man with the guns.
The man with the guns. Well, yeah. But I was thinking the Predator suit itself. Does
it's
it work?
very, very offlandish.
Offlandish?
Offlandish, off-world, outlandish.
It looks like an alien?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like an alien. Very reptilian. Yeah, but you believe do you believe that that's like a real thing as opposed to like when Spider-Man is clearly CGI bouncing from thing to thing? That's what I'm always thinking.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man looks fake.
Because personally, people who I don't even know if there are any that like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, I would say if you like that, we should watch this because I mean it's way better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Keeping the Spider-Man Marvel thing you're talking about.
I couldn't agree more. I prefer Predator to that as well. So you're glad you watched it then?
Yes, I'm very glad I watched it.
Definitely would shelf.
I've been meaning to watch it for a while, but never got to it.
Never. Yeah, and the parent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to recommend you all, dear listener, dear viewer, to stick around.
Dear viewer,
stick around. Do you like that one-liner didn't strike you? Oh, it makes me sad. When Arnie throws like a Bowie knife and like runs it through the guy and goes ring into the pole.
You don't have...
And he says, stick around.
There you go. Now I like it.
Stick around.
I needed you to give me the voice.
Okay, well, please stick around. Everyone can do an Arnie impression, and nobody's as good.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Stick around and keep tuning into Bad Feeling About This. We're going to keep walking through movies and whatnot. So this is episode number 3. Episode number next is coming very, very shortly. Down the pipe, we'll probably keep to a weekly schedule release is what we're going to think about at this point. We do ask that you give us comments below. Let us know what you think about what we did and suggestions about movies in the future. You can find everything that we're doing at goodtrashmedia.com. You can also find everything Good Trash on Twitter at good_trash. Finally, if you want to be a person that donates to this very thing that we are doing, you can go to patreon.com/GTM. If you specify that you found us and are donating to the Good Trash Media Network because of a bad feeling about this, we will let you pick a movie, but I have override views, and we'll go back and forth, and we'll come up with something on that. But that's a very special sort of nondescript Patreon reward. You want to say, I want you and your son to watch this movie? Porn is out, And if you say something like, I don't think I'm quite ready for that, I have too bad of a feeling about it, we will go back and forth until you and I, dear viewer, I'm going to say listener, you and I, dear viewer, come to a selection for that. So, other stuff about YouTube and how people can be on the thing?
Also, going with your, they're picking the movie, don't forget to comment on what movies you want down in the comments, and also feedback, because we could use some of that to know what we're doing right.
I already
or
said
doing
that.
Wrong.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking about YouTube stuff now.
Well, I said comments below.
Also, don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, right? That's what the comments are for, is writing, right?
Subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and click the bell if you want to join our notification squad.
Smash the like button?
Smash the like button.
Will that not damage their computers? Are we going to be liable for this?
Smash the like button.
Okay, do that.
I meant legit smash the like button.
I don't want to. That's your hand. I have to pay for that. If you go to the hospital, it's out of my pocket.
This is getting out of hand.
It is. Dad jokes because, father, son.
And also click the bell if you want to join the notification squad for when we post a new video.
We have a squad now?
It's called a notification squad.
Excellent.
If you want to be someone not like you.
I feel like a superhero. Alright, stay tuned in. We'll be back next time you keep watching, we'll keep talking, and we'll see you next time. And until then, I've got a bad feeling about this. Bye.